Quiet habits that steal years from your life after 60, and how I gained them back. When I turned 60, I expected a few things to change. My joints would ache a little more. I'd forget where I left my glasses more often. I'd finally have the free time I'd always been chasing. What I didn't expect was to feel invisible. Not to others, at least not right away, but to myself. I didn't feel like the man I used to be. Not because something catastrophic happened, but because of the small silent shifts that crept into my life one day at a time. A little more sitting, a little less reaching out, a bit less sunlight, a bit more sugar, a softer voice in my own mind that stopped pushing me forward. It wasn't depression exactly, but it was decline. A slow, polite unraveling. And the wild part is, I looked okay. My tests were fine. I wasn't in a hospital or even sick, but inside, I felt like life had started slowly stepping back from me, and I had no idea how to call it back. If you're watching this, maybe you've felt something similar. Maybe you're in your 60s, 70s, even 80s, and then something just feels off. You're not yourself, or not the you hoped you'd be. I want to tell you, gently, honestly, that you are not alone, and you are not done. There are habits we fall into after 60 that quietly, invisibly steal our time, our energy, and our joy. They don't scream, they don't feel dangerous. But over months and years, they drain us, body, mind, and spirit. The good news? They're reversible. Not perfectly, not instantly, but enough to feel you again. In this video, I want to share 5 habits that nearly stole years from me, and the simple, powerful things I did to get that time back. This isn't just advice. It's a reflection, a personal truth, a quiet map for anyone who wants to reclaim their next chapter with peace, strength, and purpose. So if you're ready to step out of the fog and back into your life, let's begin. Before we go further, if you believe aging is not an ending, but an invitation to grow in new ways, you've found your place. After 60 Wisdom is a channel where we talk openly and gently about what really matters in this stage of life. We share stories, lessons, regrets, and reflections, not with fear, but with intention. So if that speaks to you, I invite you to subscribe and join a growing community of people who are learning to age with grace, purpose, and peace. Habit 1. Waking up without a purpose. After retirement, there was one change I didn't expect. The disappearance of urgency. I didn't have to wake up early, no deadlines, no boss, no clock watching. And at first, that felt amazing. I'd sleep, have a slow breakfast, let the day unfold. But slowly, and I mean slowly, that feeling of freedom turned into something heavier. Aimlessness. I remember one morning, sitting with my tea in silence thinking, what is this day even for? It wasn't that I had nothing to do. It was that nothing felt meaningful. Nothing pulled me forward. We underestimate how much our lives need structure. Not just to stay busy, but to stay grounded. And after 60, when you've raised the kids, closed the career, buried loved ones, that structure has to come from within. I realized I was waiting to feel inspired, to feel excited, to feel motivated. But the truth is, those feelings follow purpose, not the other way around. So I started setting a daily intention every night. It wasn't complicated. Some days my purpose was to cook a healthy meal. Other days it was to call my brother. Some days it was just to write down one story from my past for my grandchildren. They were small things, but they made the day mine again. That's how purpose works after 60. It doesn't have to be big, it just has to be yours. Habit 2. Letting. My mind coast, I've always been a thinker. But at some point after 65, I started letting my brain go on autopilot. Same routine, same routes, same meals, same shows. I didn't realize how much that sameness was costing me, until I forgot my neighbor's name, twice. Then I forgot where I parked. Then I forgot a line from a prayer I've said for years, and it scared me. But after reading and speaking, To my doctor, I learned something that both surprised and relieved me. My brain wasn't sick. It was unstimulated. We talk a lot about use it or lose it with muscles, but it's even truer for your mind. I hadn't been giving it anything new to chew on, nothing new to solve, nothing to learn, nothing to wonder about. So I made a promise to myself, no more mental autopilot. I started playing memory games online, just 15 minutes a day. I learned one new word in Spanish each morning. I joined a local book group and committed to reading genres I never used to pick, like poetry and historical fiction. And every night, I started writing. Not for anyone else, just for myself. Reflections, stories, lists of what I noticed. After a few weeks, I noticed something extraordinary. I wasn't just remembering more. I felt more alive, more interested in the world, more connected to conversations, more capable. And that's what matters most. Mental sharpness isn't about being perfect. It's about being engaged. If either of these habits, waking without purpose or letting your mind drift, sound familiar, you're not alone. These patterns creep in when no one's watching. They become just how things are. But they don't have to stay that way. If this video is resonating with you so far, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's been the hardest part of aging for you? Or what's something you've reclaimed recently? This community, this space, is built for reflection and conversation. And if you know someone else who might be struggling with quiet decline, send this video to them. Sometimes one gentle nudge is all it takes to start climbing back into the light. Habit 3. Living in the dark. For a while, I lived like a plant in a closet. That sounds dramatic, but it's the best way to describe it. I rarely left the house. I kept the curtains closed. I liked the low light, the coziness. But I didn't realize how it was impacting my body, my brain, even my spirit. See, light isn't just visual. It's biological. Natural sunlight regulates our circadian rhythm, our sleep, mood, hormone levels, and more. Without it, our bodies don't know when to feel awake or when to rest. I didn't know this at the time, but I felt it. Grogginess, fog, sleep trouble, a creeping sense of emotional dullness. It wasn't depression exactly. It was a lack of light. So I made one promise to myself. Every morning I open every curtain. I sit in the light. I walk outside for at least 15 minutes, even if it's just to the mailbox. And when the weather doesn't allow it, I use a daylight lamp for 30 minutes while I journal or read. Within 2 weeks, I felt more alert. I slept deeper. My mood softened. Light is a free medicine. Don't live in the dark. Habit 4. Isolating without meaning. To this one's hard to talk about because no one wants to admit they're lonely. But loneliness doesn't always mean sadness. Sometimes it's just silence, a lack of voices, a lack of warmth. A day where no one says your name out loud. After my wife passed, I got used to the quiet. I thought I preferred it. But then a month went by and I realized I hadn't had a real conversation, not one that went beyond pleasantries, in weeks. It hit me hard. Loneliness isn't just emotional, it's physical. Studies show it increases risk of dementia, heart disease, and even early death. So I made a choice. Reach out once a day. One call, one message, one walk, one invite. I also joined a wisdom circle for men over 60. We meet weekly, we talk. Sometimes we cry. Always we connect, and it changed everything. Even just knowing someone expects to see you can change your posture, your mood, your life. You're not meant to disappear. Reach back out, even if your hands are trembling. Habit 5. Eating emotionally instead of nutritionally. I never thought food would be a problem for me. I'd always eaten well enough. But somewhere after 60, eating stopped being about fuel. It became comfort, company, background noise. Ate when I was bored. I snacked when I was lonely. And I almost never paid attention to what my body actually needed. Slowly, I gained weight. But worse, I lost energy. I was full but never fueled. Then I learned how dramatically food affects the aging body. Inflammation, joint pain, brain fog, fatigue. So I didn't diet. I simply returned to care. I started drinking more water, a full glass before every meal. I swapped my snacks for fruit and nuts. I added greens to at least 2 meals a day. I cut back sugar by just 1 treat a day, and within weeks, my body began to thank me. I moved easier, thought clearer, slept deeper. Food is information. It tells your body what kind of life to build. Choose wisely. If you've made it this far, thank you. It means you're not just aging, you're awakening. You're choosing to look closely at your life and ask, how can I do this better? That's what we're all doing here at After 60 Wisdom. No judgment, no shame, just stories, lessons, hope. If this video touched something in you, click one of the videos on screen now. Let's talk about loneliness, or purpose, or how to age without regret. You're not done. There's still so much ahead, and if you choose to live it. Until next time, stay gentle, stay curious, and above all, stay growing.